Susan, both governments are backed by the United States. It's not, it's a common knowledge. Now, the national...
But our people don't know that these two governments exist. So we need to... Okay, where are the two governments? One of them is in Tripoli and one of them is in the east?
In Tobruk.
In Tobruk. Is Tobruk close to Benghazi?
Correct.
Close to Benghazi, but out of Benghazi. So they're... Okay, so they're trying to gain some legitimacy. Which is the government...
Oh, they have the legitimacy. They are recognized by the United Nations. They are recognized internationally.
Okay, well hold on. Which
countries?
Okay, Al-Fatah. There are two governments. Which government is the one that was voted by the people in June of 2014?
One that is in Tobruk.
Okay, that is the government that. Okay, the Tobruk government was voted into power by the Libyan people, and that's why the United States made this big deal that only 20% of the population voted. And your answer is that, well, the rest of the people are dead or in refugees, and the war is so terrible that it's amazing anybody can come out and vote.
And the people in exile were not allowed to vote.
The people in exile are not allowed to vote. Okay.
Yeah, they were not allowed to vote.
Not like in Syria, where the United States made sure that all the
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So in Tobruk,
Altini, the prime minister, is legally recognized by all European countries, by the United Nations, and by America.
Okay.
All right. Now, the GNC, the one in Tripoli, is the Muslim Brotherhood, with Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Daesh, and Sharia, all together in one. Libyan Dawn also, Libyan Sunrise also in that thing. It's all connected.
Okay, so in the Tripoli government, and why are they in Tripoli and not in the rural areas? Because
Why? Because they
Tripoli is more cosmopolitan. How have they got a foothold in Tripoli?
Well, burning down the international airport of Tripoli was the first move, which American mercenaries helped Libyan Dawn to do that, together with Turkey and Qatar.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, and they don't control the whole of Tripoli. They just control a few ministries.
Okay.
And nobody is giving them any damn attention from Europe. Even in OPEC, Hassi, that is the guy who's supposedly to be of the GNC in Tripoli, sent one of his oil ministers there, and he was kicked out. So we don't have to go.
They sent it. Wait a minute, but the GNC sent an oil minister to Tobruk?
No, to the OPEC.
To OPEC.
And
they sent it to OPEC.
And he was kicked out.
And the OPEC people said, we do not recognize that you have any legitimate government.
Exactly. They recognized Tini's government. They accepted the oil minister from Tini, but they did not accept the oil minister of GNC, which is situated now in Tripoli. GNC has no legitimacy in the whole of Libya. The Libyan people do not recognize them. Libya has closed many embassies who still who wanted to be with the GNC. They closed them down.
Really?
Yes. So GNC actually is governing what? 10,000 people.
But hold on. GNC is the seed of a failed state. The fact that they are like you just said a moment ago, in Tripoli, it is not safe to leave your house. Pretty much you have to stay indoors because it's so dangerous because of the GNC.
Exactly.
So the GNC is it fair to say they are militias, they are gangs, they are young teenage boys running around with machine guns and trucks?
No, I'll say it this way. The American taxpayers are paying the salaries of these people in Tripoli.
So we're giving them money not to kill? We're giving them money
No,
to keep them calm?
no. You're giving them money to kill. You're giving them money to destroy Tripoli. You're giving them money to install themselves by force. Is that clear enough?
To install themselves by force.
Yeah. AFRICOM, coming back to AFRICOM, AFRICOM, the general, I don't know who he was in 2012, did not accept the stand down. 6 CIA agents in AFRICOM, they took him in handcuffs and put somebody else in his place. So, military-wise, whatever happened in AFRICOM in 2012, at the time when Stevens was getting killed, which in my logic and records that I have, it was an inside job that Stevens got killed, and not by the Sharia or by the Al Qaeda or by whatever thing they try to cover it up with. Because let's put it this way, let's put the logic in front of it. Why would Sharia or Al Qaeda or Balhaj, for that matter, kill Stevens? Stevens was his meal ticket.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't make the story makes no sense at all to anyone.
So, CIA in Benghazi was doing three things: human traffic, child traffic, drugs, and guns, under the supervision of Stevens.
Yeah, that's right. And people, if you don't like that part about the child trafficking, let me just tell you something. Benghazi is the epicenter of a $1 billion. This is known by the CIA and State Department. This is not a conspiracy theory number that I'm pulling out of a hat. This comes from CIA. It is the epicenter of a $1 billion a year industry in child trafficking. A lot of it comes out of Morocco and Egypt, because poor children are trafficked to the wealthy, elite Saudi scum.
And English and American and other people.
Yeah.
All those pedophiles.
Yeah.
Let me make it clear something.
And little Arab children are easily thrown away.
Exactly.
And it is just, it's grotesque, but it is what's happened.
And also,
they're not little everybody pays attention when it's little blonde children, like beautiful little Madeleine McCann, God bless her wherever she is. But all the little Moroccan little boys and little girls who are sold by their own parents often. It is an ugly story.
Okay, let me make it clear. I don't know if Stevens had agreed to this job or not. I have no idea. I don't know the man. I don't know him personally. But from all the documents that I have, he was overseeing everything. What got him killed, for me, and with the logic and with all penetrating and with all inquiries that I have done, it was an inside job. No Al-Qaeda, Sharia, what other terrorist groups could manifest or even dream to make such a move. Let's not forget that always by the ambassador, there are a few soldiers, either SEALs or very well trained people who do protect the whoever ambassador is at the time. So by the SEALs being shot by a sniper, smells like a spook to me.
Now, there is a story that some of the fringe groups, because again, these are militia gangs, and Balhaj may not have any control over the real street people. He may have street credibility with them, but he may not have street level control over them. And you
Susan,
know,
you're telling me that these gangs can overpower a SEAL.
no, I
Okay.
think so. It stinks. It stinks to high heaven. That's why
I would
everybody is
say that
demanding the Benghazi review.
the only agencies who could overturn this or kill SEALs or whatever would be Mossad, would be the agency of France, or MI6, or CIA, whichever. Pick and choose whichever you want. Check the death. Look at the death that surrounds the Clintons. Look around you. Just every time when Benghazi Gate is mentioned, every person, every whistleblower has lost something, either a child, either a relative, so that he
Yes.
cannot speak.
Yes.
So, although I would really love to say that this atrocious murder that was done to a human being, I don't care if he was a CIA or whatever, was done by Al-Qaeda or by Sharia or whatever you want to name them.
Mm-hmm.
For me, they are gangs, and they are paid, trained by the American paramilitary people.
Yes.
This is a fact. They are
Yes.
financed, and the tax dollar payers that you're paying your taxes every year is going into these kind of groups in Syria, in Yemen, in Libya. The
Yes, I believe you.
explanation is to destabilize the whole of the Middle East and the North Africa. It has to do with oil, gold, and drugs, and whatever else they have in store. But of course, Israel is one of their main points, that they want Arab countries to become smaller, weaker, and to be destabilized between Sunnis and Shias, which we never had a problem before, and suddenly after 9/11 we are having a hell of a problem between us.
Yeah, that's right. In Iraq, there was never any division, any tensions between these groups. They lived together. They married each other. They worked together. They cared for each other's
We had
children in the neighborhoods.
till 5 years ago. I am a Sunni. Till 5 years ago, I had no idea that there is any hatred between the Shias and the Sunnis.
Yes.
Okay?
No,
So
definitely
let's go
not.
back to Libya.
Yes.
Libya right now, after in August, when they burned down the whole international airport, they burned the storage of the petroleum that we had for the airport, and destroyed everything they could. This was done after they had agreed between the Zintan and the Misrata people that each one keeps its turf. But Misrata, with the help of Belhaj and the psychopath Badi, who is in the Libyan Don now, wanted the airport, because the airport, the international airport, for them would mean a lot of money coming in. That would mean that they could buy more guns. That would mean they would have more power. So they decided to attack it, even though they had signed an agreement. That is what happened. GNC does not exist. Does not exist. Do not exist. They are not accepted. They are hated.